Hey, Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakar, Kodash, which means all praises to the Most High and the Son in the name of the Holy Spirit. With that being said, we're going to say double honor to our apostles who rule well, which are GMS, from Apostle Tohar on down. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there in the four corners pushing the truth and sincerity, and you women that follow also. With that being said, we're in a time, it's more of an open forum, but it's really getting on, our duties as prophets, prophetically, our duties as prophets, and prophetically, scoffers and niggas' duty, So I wanted to get that prophesied to the wind, you know what I'm saying? Because starting off, we're in a position as men of the Lord willing, we remain the same, that we're not liked by the common world, you know what I'm saying? The world of the flesh. We're not loved by the flesh. And can you get that for me too? Know that if the world hated me, it hated you, you know what I'm saying? So with that, you got to look up. You can go use your phone quickly. But with that concept, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it can get discouraging, or it can get frustrating, however it get for you, because, like Yahushua said, that if it is His will that we all should be saved, right? So Yahushua automatically had a agenda to save all Israel. You know what I'm saying? When we say we all should be saved, we ain't talking about the whole world, or the whole galaxy and all that bullshit, right? But it's talking about, if it was the Lord's will, we all would be saved. But it's not like that. Why is it not like that? Because some have to perish. It has to be a two sides to the coin, okay? And so in order for you to choose a side of a coin, All right. So let's get what you got first, you call.
I got that St. John.
It's St. John 15? What you got?
Oh, that's what I got. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I think it's the other one.
Yeah, you go
ahead.
Okay.
So this is St. John chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, "These things I command you, that ye love one another. If the world hated you, you know that it hated me before it hated you."
Yeah, so that is just common sense, because we're speaking and we're preaching Yahushua. So therefore, the world, if they crucify Yahushua, if they hated Yahushua, they're definitely going to hate us. It's not like we're going to get a glorious past like these worldly people like to commemorate with Martin Luther King's and Malcolm X's and Marcus Garvey's. You can say Muhammad Ali's, where in this society where you are hated, and then when you die, and then you say, "Oh, I follow that person," or "I recognize that person," then you're loved for it. You know what I'm saying? And this thing is spiritual. This is a spiritual connection. People hated Yahushua spiritually because he was dealing with demons and Satan. You know what I'm saying? Which is his adversaries against him to stop his will on a spiritual level. So if they hated him on a spiritual level, that hate is not going to stop because of his existence. You know what I'm saying? That hate is going to be forever because the spirit is forever. So Yahushua's spirit, not only they hated him, but they definitely hated his spirit, which he was himself manifested. You know what I'm saying? But going into our times, you know what I'm saying? And when I say by himself manifested, he's a son of the living power. He came down as a son of the living power, a legit elect. He knew it. He did the things of the elect, and Satan went hell and high water to stop his agenda. You know what I'm saying? So the world is more densely populated than the elect. You know what I'm saying? Now Israel is a large nation, but the world in itself is humongous compared to us. You know what I'm saying? As the elect. Now in the world hated Yahushua, not the globe. What I was talking about was the globe, the whole inhabited earth, but the governing bodies. Namely Israel, man. Negro, Latino, Native Americans, they hated Yahushua. And that's what we're mainly going up against. And then you also have the agenda of Satan and what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be derailing the prophecies, you know what I'm saying, to challenge those who are within, really to sift out, to help the Most High Yahweh sift out, those who don't belong. You know what I'm saying?
This is Ezekiel chapter 37.
No, I want to finish up since I was.
Yeah, this is verse 19. If you were of the world would love his own.
Yeah, if we were partying, that in Peters, we were partying, having fun, smoking, going to Freaknik, eating pork, eating chitlins, celebrating these wicked high holy days, the world will love it. The world will love you, you know what I'm saying? We all was in the world at a point, and we see how the world treat us, either way, man. A lot of people don't want to sacrifice nor give that up in order to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Oh, my daughter, I don't want my daughter and my son to miss out on Christmas and have them know they're not missing out. They can't miss out on something that they don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the world hates you when you stop doing Christmas. The world don't hate your daughter. You know what I'm saying? They don't, your daughter doesn't hate you. Your daughter may be upset, or your son may be upset. I'm speaking of daughter because I got a daughter. But in general, your child may be upset at the fact that they can't do Christmas or anything. But they get over it. Their love is undying for their parent, as long as the parent, treat them appropriately, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the world hates you. Of course, they hate Yahushua, but they hate the spiritual entity that you owe. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't do that. Or Thanksgiving, and be like, man, they saw the Native Americans. Come on, man, let's call it this day, and just come and eat and enjoy the festivities. They hate you. They hate what you do, man. Really, they hating Yahushua because Yahushua didn't participate in Christmas and Halloween and all that shit, man. It didn't exist then, but they had some wicked ass holy days that they had, and Israelites were participating in, but Yahushua went down with that shit, man. There was a lot of shit that was going on within Israel that were custom that Yahushua went down with.
Bacchus and shit like that.
Bacchus, yeah, which is a Mardi Gras parade, going on to this very day. And Bacchus is basically based off indulgent, just loosely indulgent. But what the scriptures say, you're supposed to bridle yourself, and not only bridle your tongue, but bridle your spirit. You're supposed to control yourself, man. This truth is all about self-control, man. Really being righteous is all about self-control. To not eat this food and to eat that food. Not to treat this person that way and treat this person, because it's not like you're this vehemently wicked and you just want to run through any food and you just want to challenge life and you got a goal to fuck over every person you see. No, you want to treat people right, but opportunities come like somebody that drop their wallet and have money just land hundreds of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're tempted to do something like steal, but the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying, you have to bridle yourself, man. It'll be a time you're fasting, and then somebody come up with a potluck at your job, and all they got is chicken wings and macaroni. You're like, I eat both of those. That's the type of shit you have to bridle and control yourself within this truth. So people like to find different avenues of the truth that allow them their freedom.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4:1. It says, "For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin."
Yeah, so to suffer in the flesh is to afflict, you know what I'm saying, to deny. You know what I'm saying? Because to fast is affliction. You're afflicting yourselves. You know what I'm saying? With fasting. You can move that mouse anytime it get dark right there. Just hit it. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead, brother.
It says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
And when you look up that word flesh, or to be carnal, either two, is basically human nature, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that you basically living and you're succumbing to human nature, eating, laying with women, having fun, enjoying yourself. It's not human nature to be sad. You know what I'm saying? It's not human nature to be sad. It's human nature to be in bliss. Everybody's searching for that. Everybody looking for that peace. When you get off, you don't go home and set your house up to the point it'll frustrate you. You know what I'm saying? You set your house up and you sit down, you grab your drink, you cut your favorite show on, you sit in your favorite seat just to be comfortable and be happy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody leaves and goes somewhere to go get mad, you know what I'm saying? Besides work, but work ultimately pays you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nobody, carnally enjoys, doing these things. But in the scriptures, we're afflicting ourselves of these things. You know what I'm saying? Afflicting ourselves of not going out, because the carnal part of us want to go out. What's out there? Women, you know what I'm saying? We go out to the clubs and stuff like that. What man doesn't want, when he see a woman looking a certain way, doesn't carnally want that beautiful woman? You know what I'm saying? You say, oh damn, she look good, she got nice eyes, nice ass, nice, she got the whole package. What wouldn't, what man wouldn't? Because you know what happens in your mind. It's the pleasures that come along with that. The Powerball and all that shit, working doubles or getting to that bag, or, you know what I'm saying, coming up. That's all. That's the world, man. That's carnal. That's carnality. That's your flesh. And the flesh warfare against the spirit. What is the spirit? High holy days, law, statutes, and commandments, spiritual integrity and carnal integrity or physical integrity. You know what I'm saying? The way you talk to people, the way you look at people, and the way you treat people and the way you carry yourself. All that is a discipline within the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, it's easy for them to take on, you think you're being spiritual because you got more than one woman, but you can't stop from eating pork or smoking or something like that. You just can't stop them type of habits. But you can, deal with more than one woman easy. You know why? Because you're just being carnal low-key. Because you're using the spirit don't mean you ain't being carnal, But that's neither here nor there,
Yeah. It's because it says, use not your liberty as a cloak of maliciousness.
Yeah, just sit there. Yeah, exactly. Use not your liberty as a cloak of maliciousness. You know what I'm saying? To basically to start shit. To be slick, really.
It says, verse 3, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine.
Yeah, to wrath is basically to fulfill the will of the Gentiles, man. To accomplish the will of the Gentiles. Basically, it would satisfy us. It was a time that it was satisfactory to us to do what the world was doing. You know what I'm saying? So you can read that again, brother? Sure.
Come. It says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatry.
Yeah, partying. Banqueting is partying. Reveling is loose partying, just getting drunk, getting fucked up, eating everything. You know what I'm saying? That's that banqueting. You always want to go out to eat, go to this place, go to that place. You're always a busybody. Not in other men's matters, but you always into some shit that's going down. Oh, this party's going on over here. This party's going on over here. Oh, this is going down. This is going down. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
It says, wherein they think it strange that we run not with them to the same excess of riot.
Exactly. So, us as men of the Lord, like we said, we're afflicting ourselves from the world. You know what I'm saying? We're not diving. We're not. Oh man, fuck it, the holidays. Oh yeah. What did you do? What did you do over the weekend? I'd be kind of stuck,
Yeah.
Cause I be forgetting that I don't fuck with it. Like I know I don't fuck with it, but I forget everybody around me fucks with it. So they'll come with me at work like, what you did for the holiday? Oh shit. Oh man, we had a little nice little family day. You know what I'm saying? That's my little hit story. It's like, I like when everybody's away and enjoying themselves. So me and my family have our time because we're so busy. So we don't do nothing. That's my story every time, and it works out. Like, that's not a bad idea. And I'm sticking to it, So these people, if you tell them straight up, man, that's a pagan holiday. Like, they already look at you weird when you say that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you tell them that's a pagan holiday, I don't celebrate that. Now they then scopaled you, you know what I'm saying? In a negative light, they marked you, they're looking at you. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, okay, this type of guy. You know, oh yeah, you know, I wonder the way he eats or what. And then Edomites, they're really nosy, so they want to know. You know, what do you, you know? So what do you do? How do you do it? You know what I'm saying? You go ahead, brother.
It says, wherein they think it strange that you run out with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
Yeah, speaking evil of you, or he in a cult, or he in that new Israelite, black Hebrew Israelite. God, I hope he don't do this, and I hope he don't spaz out in his job. I hope he don't try to, you know, come at me. He better not come at me with that more than one woman shit, like somebody wanted you in the first place. You know, that ain't nothing personal. It's just a random thought, because that's how I think nigga women think, you know. So these are automatic and negative connotations that is being brought toward us as men of the Lord, because we are out of this world. You know, when they say that you're out of this world, we're out of this world. You know, hell, there's a video I want to put up to even be physically out of it. Esau don't want you physically or spiritually out of this world. They had an Edomite that was living off the grid, self-sufficient, totally self-sufficient, 100%, and they kicked him off his own land. You know,
No, yeah, I had seen that.
Yeah, they kicked him off his own land, and they told him basically he's being illegal and he's like a danger to himself. The dude, like, what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so important for him to take care of himself as a human being that you kick him off his land, but it's not so important for a man that's sleeping on a corner in the middle of winter for you to do something about that. You know, make sure you pass a law and you know, it's illegal for you to sit in this place, so we're going to bring you over here and get you some regular sleep. You know, because it's a danger to yourself to be out here in the middle of the dead of winter sleeping outside.
And then, you know, Esau, they want to be the so-called good guy. They want to talk about what's your carbon footprint. You know, how much are you contributing to deteriorating the ozone layer, this, that, and the third. That man out there, self-sufficient, ain't hurting nobody, ain't using all kinds of gasoline and all that stuff. But y'all want to kick him off of his land for having a carbon footprint of 0, basically.
Really, he was being biblical because once you get your own shit, you should be self-sufficient.
Right.
You should, you know, on the land of Israel wasn't a government-based reliant system. You know, we had a welfare system, we had a tax system, but it came from kings. You know what I'm saying? Outside the tax system, you have alms, you have tithes. That was our like so-called tax system, you know. And we paid our tithes in. We gave our alms. You know what I'm saying? And you gave your alms based off of what you had, you know, not what you were drained of. You know, like you got a 2 acres of land, 100% crops. You know, you make your crops, and then the government hits you with a 10% tax, so they take 10% of your crops. You know, really, it's so many taxes, they're taking about 30% of your crops. And then to sell your crops to the people, they're taxing those crops. So really, you're getting like 30 to 40% of your crops that you're using. And that's only enough to live for the next year to do the same thing, unless you flourish ridiculously or you sell crops at a higher price or you tax. And you got to come up with a whole devious system in order to make money properly off your land. You shouldn't need any government system once you get land. That was the whole thing. That's how Israel was established. That's how Abraham, Isaac, that's how they all was established. Go over here, get this land. That's how Israel came up and being a nation, being so strong a multitude of a nation that we are. It was all based off of work. You worked 7, he worked 7, he got that woman. He worked another 7, he got that woman. And then he worked, he worked another 7, then he got the cattle. And then the Lord said, look, man, you got to vamoose and go get the land. Once he got the land, he's self-sufficient. He don't need nothing no more, you know? But in this society, they know, like, hell no, man, you can't be self-sufficient. Can't be spiritually self-sufficient. Can't sit here and disagree with the government. Because if you do, then you're an anarchist or a rebel or a terrorist or whatever, man.
Yeah.
You know? So they get mad when we run out to the same access of right, man. You know? It's more to it. You know, I kind of dug in it more than what it's supposed to be, but that's what it is, you know?
Oh, you want more to that?
No. That's pretty much it. It's a long read after that, you know? They probably hold it for later. You go ahead, brother.
Yeah, this is St. John 15:19. If you were of the world will love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Yeah. So therefore the world hate us. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord chose us out the world. You know, what's the world? The matter of fact, let's get that. Where it says, I believe St. John, not St. John, but First John, First and Second John, where it says, come out of the world, so you not fulfill the lust of the eyes and the flesh. You know that deal. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? So the Lord tells us to come out of the world so we don't fulfill, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, get that too. Walk in the spirit so you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh. You know? Oh shit. How should you get these? It's not good. Man, I don't got my phone. Okay, find lust of the flesh.
Yeah. This is Galatians 5:16. It says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh."
Yeah, because the scripture said in James, "Whoever resists the devil, and he shall flee from you." You know, so this life of ours, especially as men of the Lord, is a constant challenge to walk in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, what's the spirit? It's the scriptures, man. You know, to be able to act these scriptures out. If you apply these scriptures with a sincere heart, you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? It creates a discipline. You know, if it says be not a busybody in other men's matters and things like that, you're not gonna be all in other people's business. Profess not the knowledge that thou hast not. You know, there's many things that tells you on how to be a proper person within this world. You know, again, like the Lord did not create these scriptures for him. He created it for us so we could conduct ourselves in the world without any fucking strife or grievances. You know, don't deal with another man's woman because what's the scripture say? You know, the jealousy is the rage of a man. You know, that was for us. That wasn't for him. That wasn't for the Most High Yahweh Shemi Shai, which I meant him, but I just wanted to put his name out there to not to speak his name in appropriate light. You know. So that's for him. Because if we don't do it regardless, he's still gonna be the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, if we do it or not, it's a difference. You're a 2/3 of your elect, or if you just not an Israelite, you're a heathen. You're a wicked heathen. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between us who we keep the laws or not. You know, like a motherfucker say, man, if you don't do this, you better stop doing this. A motherfucker say, and if I don't, like, well, you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? It affects us. Okay?
It says, "For the flesh lusteth against the spirit,
The flesh lusteth against the spirit." You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would."
Yeah. So you cannot do the things in this. It's very keen that it says you cannot do the things that ye would. Basically, you want to do, because guess what? You're what's in you, the lust, the flesh, and the spirit.
Yeah.
So if they're both in you and they're contrary to another, one of them want to do one thing and the other want to do another.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're battling yourself. So you cannot do that you would on both sides. Because if you're doing one, you're not going to do the other. But in modern Christian society, what they try to do, they try to merge the two. They try to fulfill the lust and the spirit, the flesh and the spirit. And basically, you want your cake and you want to eat it too, man. You want to go to church, you want to pray over pork. That's you can't do the both, because church is a spiritual element, as you're supposed to take it. You niggas that go to Baptist church, technically it's supposed to be a spiritual element, right? But then you want to take a carnal thing, which is a breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? Your carnal part want to eat them chitlins and shit because your mama made them since you was 5 and shit. You don't care about how funky it smell or anything. It's just the lust of your flesh.
Tradition.
You know, the lust of your flesh want to serve, the lust of your spirit want to serve the Lord. The lust of your flesh want to serve, you know, carnality and fulfill your human nature. So therefore, you Christians try to merge them together. Where I'm not supposed to eat pork, you know, but your flesh wants to eat the pork, and then your spirit wants to go to serve the Lord. And he said, well, what if I pray over this abominable food, and that means I'm like doing two things at once, you know? And you find a scripture,
Yahtzee.
you know, yeah, you find the scripture, you work, you know, like you mash it up, and you discombobulate the scriptures, and you come up with a whole new doctrine.
The fact that the
No.
Lord give you this option or this option that goes into Revelation, you either choose hot or you choose cold. You know what I'm saying? Lukewarm, you can't be lukewarm. You know you're gonna be spewed out.
Spew you out.
So,
You're a nigga in a conversation talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather you not listen than to come in my conversation and not apply it to the subject matter. You know what I'm saying? It's like you'll pick a piece of the subject matter and then turn the story. It's like, we'll get out the conversation. But we're talking boxing, you know what I'm saying? And we're like, yeah, man. And then you come in talking about the nigga hairstyle and shit. It's like, get the hell out of here. You're not, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that nigga hair. Look at his boxes and shit. Like, why would he wear them trunks? Like, we talking about boxing. I'm talking about boxing too. And it's like, no, man, you're not here. You know what I'm saying? You're lukewarm. Like, you're not here, but you're here. You know? And that's how annoying. It's annoying on more than a level of that. You know, the most annoying level is to be a man of the Lord and somebody consider themselves a man of the Lord and to you have a conversation and you talking about the scriptures and they want to talk about it. It's like it's very, you know, irritating to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't call me Ak, all that, you know. My brother does that, you know. I just pass it off, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even entertain a conversation when you start talking spiritual and everything. Because I know what you do on a daily, man. You know what I'm saying? So why am I going to, you know, it's irritating. Because if I be like that, I'm going to want to curse you out. I'm going to say, well, you need to stop doing this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? I'm start telling you what you need to be doing. You know? Because the scriptures have it on our spirit to reprove you, man, or to not deal with you at all. It's just a man that here to get this first and second admonition you reject. You know? And he's past the point of rejection, along with, you know, other people that are like that, you know. We got what? I'm gonna read the whole thing.
I got the First
You still
John.
got
Yeah,
something
no,
to
that was it to that.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
1 John chapter 2, starting at 15, it says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Yeah,
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him."
yeah. If any man love the world, if you're excited, if this your deal, like you wake up in the morning and you just, if everything about you is about the world, it's about finances and, you know, like if we move this camp based off the world, you wouldn't know, man. You know what I'm saying? You'll know it wouldn't be spiritual. You know, of course it wouldn't be spiritual, but you always see us vacationing and you know, in the club parlaying, you know what I'm saying, or you always see us in worldly things, not accomplishing nothing in the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's always something you must accomplish in the spirit. As me and this brother is talking, and you should never be fulfilled in your journey of being a man of the Lord. You should never be fulfilled. And it's like something we always can do better. And the other Akim set the standard to let you know, like, yeah, you know, like you got to be on a level. You can't just be a regular nigga, you know, so to speak. So yeah, we're going to keep on the scriptures. I'm going to digress.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
Yeah, that's a part of the world. The lust of the flesh, to fulfill your human nature, the lust to. You lusting after pussy, or you lusting after food. I can't wait to eat, even though you gotta save money. You're still buying food that's unnecessary, or you're buying unhealthy food because it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Or you're buying this vehicle because it looks nice, or you're, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to fulfill the lust of the spirit, so to speak. You know, you're supposed to have a lust to be spiritual, undisciplined desire, basically, to the point you're just spiritual. You know. Well, of course, you don't want to be too lustful in the spirit because, you know, you can't go around killing homosexuals and shit. You feel me? You can't lust like that. You go ahead, brother.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes.
Yeah, the things you see, You see people rolling around, have a demeanor. You see a wave, and it's always waves. You know, it's always a thing that's going on. There's always a music or a song that's black cultural. As Joshua Wamo says, there's always a song that's the head of black culture. There's always a stigma that's being pushed. Right now it's like that revolutionary, really that black, that fucking, what's that shit, that black, black terrorist, whoever this shit is, man, which we're not a part of, you know what I'm saying? We're not out here getting things outside of the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all right? The black extremists, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? We're not riding the wave. Like when songs come on, if it's a new song, we like it, but it's not because our whole, we joking with the brother, but our whole playlist ain't the wave songs, songs that we like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I heard this one, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's really the lust of the flesh, or what's going on in the world, man. The world can consume you, just a beautiful example. You can tell how the world manipulates people because the New Year's revolution, everybody's flooding the gyms. Everybody flooding the gym. Right after that, they back to doing what they're doing in February. You know what I'm saying? They're just going with the wave of how the world goes. Holiday spirits. Everybody becomes nice around Christmas. Oh, hold the door open. Oh, yeah, potluck. It's all on me. You know what I'm saying? That's just the wave of the world. You're just going with wave of the world. Everybody in the world does it, except for the elect, man.
Like, why would, if you about to make yourself better, why you gonna put it off for months? Because it's supposedly a new year. No, cut this shit now.
Yeah, cut this shit when your ass got high cholesterol and you about to die.
Oh, I'm waiting to the first.
Yeah, because it's a structured thing. Like I said earlier, Esau sets up a structured system and dictates the pace also. You know what I'm saying? Really on the left-hand side, of course. But he dictates the pace on how society should go, and he push things. Like they'll sit there and show these, cops killing Jake. Hell, cops been killing Jake. What's the difference now? Is that the fact they putting it on the news, man? When it first happened for me in the spirit, I'm like, man, this shit been happening, man. I heard about Jake getting shot on a neutral ground in New Orleans, and with his handcuffed behind his back. Like when I heard the first incident, I'm like, man, this shit been happening. Why are y'all putting it on the news now? Because it was like a thing that you never put on the news. All of a sudden, it's always on the news, always on the news. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can say social media, but like you got Fox, CNN, they're pushing it. Yeah. And that puts people in the spirit, man. Dictates their pace. You saying?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. That's exactly what it do. Or they have it to where white men and do the same thing as black men do, and they let the white man go. It's just brewing up that race riot. You know?
Yeah, because ultimately they want a race riot. They want it, but on the left-hand side, they want to lock us up in concentration camps, man. They want that. They're trying to get that black extremist and that Black Panther energy. They're trying to rile that back up. So now that they come down, they can come down hard, because not only you get gun laws and things like that, and you got all things stewing. Esau is brewing things up, and he's trying to move toward a certain direction, but, and it works with shallow, carnally minded niggas. Niggas that just believe what Esau says. You know what I'm saying? But you're a Black Panther. But meanwhile, we've been out here for years. The apostles been out here for years. And we've been telling you the right way to be an Israelite. And then Esau gets on the news and say, ain't this fucked up? You should do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now you get up and do it. Meanwhile, like, nigga, we been talking about that, but y'all going about it the wrong way. Protesting and marching and voting and getting up in arms. You know what I'm saying? Getting up in arms. That's the wrong way to go about it. The Lord said, wait ye upon me, man. And he told us what he's going to do to the world, okay? You go ahead, brother.
Yeah, it says the lust of the eyes and the pride of life.
And the pride of life, man. That's a killer, man. You think you know something? Or you think you're somebody in this world? That's like, the pride of life. It's like Floyd Mayweather coming and joining the camp, man. He ain't Floyd Mayweather no more. Your name changes. You're not gonna come in and be the head guy because you got a gym and you got this. Nigga, you're gonna be at the bottom. You're gonna be holding signs. You know what I'm saying? If Floyd Mayweather come into camp today, he'll be holding signs, man. Sitting on the side. That's right. That's his role. But because the pride of life will make you think because you such and some brothers come from a prestigious background, man. Some brothers come into a healthy background and come into the truth, man. But you gotta drop that, man. And the same vice versa, it's bringing to mind. I used to work with this brother, and me being the head and this brother being second command, it totally flipped. I wasn't a second command. I was just a worker. You know what I'm saying? He was my supervisor. I was like, yo, hey, you the supervisor. Shit, whatever you say, go. You know what I'm saying? Because what? You got to be spiritual. You got to recognize what's going on. That's a side note.
It says the lust of the
You got
eyes.
something? What you about to say?
No, I'm gonna hold something when the brother's finished.
Okay.
The lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Yes, not of the Father, but of the world. Ain't nothing but the world enticing you, man. The Lord trying to give us a tree of life, immortality. He's trying to give us peace. Or He's going to give us this. And this is just a road that we have to bear. We have to bear this affliction. It says you're going to bear it for a moment, man. But to us, it's not a moment. To us, it's like years. It's with anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you go through seem long while you're going through it, and then when you get through it, it's like, damn. You look at it in retrospect, like, shit, that wasn't that long for me to be spazzing out like that. Like getting good grades in high school was only 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you had to do for 4 years. But during that motherfucker, it seemed like forever. It's like, I can't wait to get out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? 10th grade is like, God damn, I got to do another 2 years of this shit. And you're doing everything to satisfy yourself along the way.
And the world passeth away.
The world passes away, so you'll be doing all this for these things, and then it just goes. Like champs. That's a new thing. So you're doing all that for this, and then the new fad comes in, and champs worth $2 again now. And now you gotta go and chase this. It's a never ending, and it's fruitless, man. To chase the world, man. The world passed away. The world ain't forever. Righteousness is immortal, not the flesh, man.
And the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
But yeah, he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever, man. So you're supposed to be a spiritual, a person. That's why I said he that live in the spirit, not that the spiritual man can't be judged. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in the spirit, you're doing what the scriptures tell you to do, man. The Lord's judging you through the scriptures. What you do at night. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm doing something spiritual right now. You trying to counteract that with a judgment around the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta first eat the plate that's in front of you. Well, what you eating? Nigga, don't worry about what I'm eating. Ain't your goal to eat? Type of deal.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's it today. You go.
The book of St. John, chapter 6, verse 63. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing."
Yeah, it's the spirit that quickeneth. What is the spirit? The law, statutes, commandments, the prophecies, the book from Genesis to Revelations, including the Apocrypha, you know what I'm saying, which is within Genesis through Revelations,
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
There you go. The words that I speak unto you, Yahushua spoke these words. He's in the volume of the book. It is written of him. So he comes in the volume of the book. So therefore, he is, what he speaks, he is the word, man. So this word he's speaking unto us is the spirit. It make us alive. It make us alive. It make us alive in ways that the world cannot show you. You know what I'm saying? To go and eat this delicacy and to go eat that delicacy, go to this land, that's carnal, man. But the Lord trying to make us alive spiritually, man. To where you see the real, how the world really works, and how wicked people really are, and how corrupt food really is. People will see McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's flurries are so good. Dairy Cream flurries, and they fucking putting GMO products in there. Your ass getting cancer and dying. You've seen kids with autism A spiritual man sees that. A carnal man sees the flavor. It makes him it tastes good. It makes him feel happy at that moment. Not the long thing. You know what I'm saying? That long run, you down the line and you got fucking, you know, you got to get your whole bowels and taken out and restitched up and shit. And he like, man, I just had a bad, you know, bad incident or this disease that Esau came up with along the line after fucking everybody up, Frankenstein and them. And they come up with a disease that diagnosed how he fucked them up. You know what I'm saying? Basically what's going on, you know? And we're prophesying against this and we're prophesying against society. So it's going to be a fight, okay?
That was it today. I got that prophesying to the wind if you still want it.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 9. It says, Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon them, upon these slain, that they may live.
Yeah, we basically prophesying to the Most High, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're prophesying, it's like we're talking to him, and pedestrians walk by, and they hear the conversation. You know, but our conversation, we're openly discussing so people that walk by can hear the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're talking to the Most High, we're pleading the cause, and then when people walk by and hear that dialogue, they're like, oh shit, this is heavy. Let me stop and listen to this. You know what I'm saying? And then when they stop and listen, then they go get their information out. They're joining in on the conversation, and we all discussing it. And then what happens? Then people start waking up and becoming lively, man. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, we start making actions, and then, you know, things start happening. You know, that's what we're doing out there on the highways and byways. We're basically having a conversation between us and the Most High, an open conversation, and the people that listen, we include them, and so they come up. What y'all talking about? You know, you at work, you have to, what they say, the water cooler, and you know, you discussing politics. Yeah, Trump doing this, Trump doing that, and you a nigga that was never into politics, but you're sitting there and you hear him talking about it. Now you go home and like, damn, they ain't lying. Ooh, you know, and then you start looking up now. You're saying, then now you come more intrigued. What Trump said, you know? So we're not out there for, you know, we're not out there with the goal to specifically prophesy to the first person we see. We're prophesying to the wind, man. You know what I'm saying? We're just putting it out there. We're putting it in the air, you know? And then whoever listens takes heed, whoever don't are condemned. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a goal to sit there and every single person we see, we gotta convert them, we gotta tell them, you know? So that's why I said in the beginning, is either it gets discouraging or frustrating when you don't see people coming up and speaking and talking and becoming intrigued and listening. You know what I'm saying? Because like, man, these fucking niggas here, man. Like, you know, we putting so much energy into it and effort and passion, and you get the results. It's like, you know, like shit. Like you put you make something, or say you make a T-shirt and you like, or you know what I'm saying, you work so hard at this. You know, say you're a fighter and it's you and the other fighter, and then you work so hard, you've been running miles and shit like that, and then it's time for you to fight. You already got your mama in the crowd and shit. You know, it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? You work your life for this type of shit. Nobody show up, type of deal. And that's how it is when you're on the highways. You're dedicating your life to this, and most of the time nobody shows up. You know, like that's just a part of the game. You know, because the world love its own, man. You know, the world don't love the spirit. If we're talking about everybody can be saved on the podium, talking about giving people food and uniting with Edomites and coming together and for one cause, you know, you can even say something stupid as you can want to build a Tower of Babel in a righteous manner and shit. And they'll be like, yeah, you know, that's right. You know, this is a new day and age. You know what I'm saying? And then on the breaks you play little pumping shit, you know, for the musical breaks. Man, people love that church, man. Got the mimes and shit, you know.
Yeah, because even the people that do come by the camps, you know, it says, we have piped unto you and you have not danced, you know. Yeah. But we understand, you know, like the brother's saying, it's hardly people that come out there. But the people that do hear it, the Most High, he wanted them to hear that. You know, whether they are for it or against it, they're going to hear it, man. You know, so like the brothers going into, man, just we got to just do the work. You know, speak that word. Don't change up nothing just because somebody's walking by.
Yeah, and you get mad because, or you get frustrated because the person's not dancing, and you worked on this song. It ain't like it's a bogus song. You putting legit notes together. You hitting chords, key changes, tempo changes, mezzo fortes, sforzados, and all kind of shit. You know, like you know what I'm saying? And then niggas just, you know, like niggas like, ooh, pork. Like, wow.
Do the penguin
What is
walk
the-
You know what I'm
around.
saying? That nigga just took it off the ground and slapped it on the grill and ooh, pork, and he just walked clean over there. It's like this nigga didn't even put in the effort. You know what I'm saying? It's just the world. That's how the world is, and it makes you like, man, fuck these niggas, and it creates a bitterness in your heart. But you know, through me spiritually, I believe that that's how the Lord is prepping us to put us in the spirit to not give a damn in those days, man. You know what I'm saying?
This is St. John 10:25. It says, Yahushua answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me, but ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you.
And that's the deal. That's the calming side of it. So when we out there speaking and nobody comes up, it's like because you know you ain't of the sheep, man. It ain't because you hear the word and you walk by. No, it's hearing is to take heed and to understand. You know. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Yeah. So it don't take much. Like the brother said, it don't take much. You gotta prophesy in sincerity and truth. You gotta put the scriptures out there how they're supposed to be put. You know what I'm saying? So in that fashion, you don't have to put extra energy or effort, extra emphasis or cater towards somebody with the doctrine. Now, do you adjust it to them? Yeah, you don't feed a baby meat. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, ain't no like, you know, you tell somebody, well, you can be an Israelite and a nigga at the same time. It's all right. You know, like Nate's Kent does. He's basically giving them the best of both worlds, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to call upon a name, but you can randomly say it. Just don't make it a doctrine. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say you call upon them, you pray upon a name. So if somebody don't want to respect the name, I watching in one video, he was like, the niggas fucking with the brothers in Jamaica and saying basically that they're making a doctrine, and he kept on pushing the initiative of their perception of what we say. We're basically saying that you shouldn't say the name Christ if you know the name of the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? If I'm working with somebody and I say, okay, yeah, thank you, boss, that's my supervisor. Thank you, supervisor. And he said, call me Rick. You know what I'm saying? And at that point,
Yeah.
once I go to call him supervisor again, that means we don't either have a relationship, I don't fuck with him like that, or I just disrespect at that point. You know what I'm saying? Call me Rick. The Most High said, yeah, call me Yahweh. My son named Yahweh Shai. And Christ, it's like, nigga, I just told you. You know what I'm saying? Well, how I expect somebody else to get the name? This is a spiritual thing. This ain't physical, man. This ain't physical because I say Yahweh Shai and you, that name resonates with the spirit, man. That name has power in the spirit. You think your human ability could trump Yahweh Shai, man. You could just say the name of Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash, and a wave. That's why the Lord said you shouldn't even use his name in vain. If it's just a name, and you could and you can say it or not say it, and that will help people come in. How is it his name so strong that you can't even just randomly bring it up? You know what I'm saying? I can say God in vain and all I want. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, oh Jesus, you know? Like, that don't do nothing, man. But you're not supposed to call upon the name of the Most High in vain, man. You know? So how is that how is Christ more useful than Yahweh Shai, man? You know? If I sit there and say the Lord and use pronouns, I'm doing it to hide the name purposely. If I'm talking to a heathen or something, I'll go to saying the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to know the Lord name, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to talking like that. Now, when I put up them curses, you know, and want to instill the fear of the Most High into you, then I'll start using the name and declaring it, man. But for heathens or cast iron pearls, I don't even say, I'll stop saying the name, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't be saying it. But if I want to wake somebody up, I keep throwing it out there. Yahweh Shai, and then I say, which is the Most High's name, the Son's name, you know, and I put it out there. Hey, this is what it is. And you be like, your spirit, you know, like, get that burst of energy. It's like, whoa, whoa, you keep saying that, you know, what is that? You know? And then you hear, that's the Most High and the Son's name. You're like, oh, shit. Like, I can hear it, you know, the spirit's like, oh, shit, and making a connection. You know what I'm saying? It's power in the Most High's name. Then it's try to bring back into the scripture when it says speak in tongues and you're speaking in the Hebrew and you know what I'm saying? What did the scripture say? You know, like, because I just go into this and we're going to move on. Like, the brother was like, well, read this Hebrew. And the brother started reading it. And then he was like, well, does that do anything to that woman? The Most High's name does anything to somebody, man. There's power in his name. There's power in the Hebrew too. But the scriptures say that you shouldn't speak in the Hebrew tongue in a language that they don't understand because it's pointless at that point. But if I tell you that's the Most High and the Son's name, you know, Jesus is technically, you know, a different tongue. It's just a tongue that everybody understands. You know what I'm saying? But they associate that with the Lord. It's not. They associate that with white Jesus. They associate that with slavery and oppression. They associate that name holds a lot of negativity and antichristism towards Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not just a name that people resonate with. That name comes with a baggage claim with it, man. You know? So to sit there and say Christ and Jesus, you know, people think about T.D. Jakes stealing the Pope. You know what I'm saying? That's what they think of when they hear that name, man. Pope raping kids and shit. People out here starving. That's what people resonate with that name, man. When you say Yahweh Shai, you know, the Most High, even the Most High is a better title than God at this point, man. You know?
Yeah. I'll finish this Ezekiel. It's Ezekiel 37 and verse 10. It says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
Yeah, an exceeding great army. And it's not implying that when you speak that people just gonna rise up and then just a numerous amount. No, it's when it connects that you got a true soldier. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of true soldiers out here. It's 144,000 to be specific. You know, so those ones that wakes up, they're gonna be true soldiers. They're gonna be efficient soldiers. You know, it's quality, not quantity, man. You know, when they wake up, you ain't gotta do all that extra shit. It's like getting a woman by acting like you got money. Now you gotta have money all the fucking time. Like me and the brother joking and talking about, man, you got that car, you get all the bills. Said, nah, because I gotta keep them bitches up. They want the car. They don't they don't want what I get paid a week, what I actually have after I pay all my bills, right? They want that lifestyle. So it's like I don't want. You know, I prefer to get somebody outside of having a car, then they see it, then they say, oh, shit. You know, like something like that, but not no off the muscle of it. No, then I'm going to have to
pull up to the...
Yeah, I got to take you far somewhere. We got to go out to eat. We can't pull up to no McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to Olive Garden because that's your standard. Yeah, I'm saying, but my budget is McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? My budget is Alvarado's. Get us a steak, egg, and cheese Doritos, split it, and then split our Fanta, and we talk at the river. You know what I'm saying? Super nachos, and we go by the park, by the water, and watch the fish jump. That's my budget. You know what I'm saying?
Quick trip
Why you
chicken
got
bites.
plastic cups in your
99
car? You
cents.
pull that mug out, pour half of the fit in there.
Yeah. Why you got all these plastic cups? So keep stay ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right, man.
So yeah, you know, you present the truth how it is, and those who fuck with you or those who love you or love Yahweh Shai will cleave unto the truth.
Yeah.
You go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say, because like you said, that name has power. You know what I'm saying? If you're refusing to use that name, you're refusing the power. Technically,
you
because
think you have enough power to do it on your own.
Because
You don't have enough power to go out with the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. How you think you found the name? In some magical fashion, so-called, when you call upon, I didn't call upon the name of the Most High in the Son when I first started, but the Most High will give me His name. You know what I'm saying? If I'm serious about it. So with that faith, if you're a man of the Lord, I can say how about Shimi Shai. You know what I'm saying? I can sit there and say that, and we're talking, we're discussing. I say that's the Most High's name and Son's name. That should not make you leave. That name should not make you say, "What? Oh man!" And then I can't believe y'all call it, Yahweh and Jesus that. I'm gonna storm off. No man that the Lord has imprinted with the Lord has marked with His Spirit is gonna hear that name and even if they're a babe and just say and walk off. You know what I'm saying? Then this is a spiritual connection with that name, man. All right, that's why the name is a mystery, because it's a spiritual ability. It's like a code. Knock knock. Who's there? What's the passcode or whatever. Yahweh Shai by Shira Kokadash. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Why you think? Hey, this is another point. Yahweh Alahai now Yahweh Akkad, man. Behold, our Lord is. That's a salute. That's a see. If you know what I'm saying. Like if you're really a part of it. That how you think we salute when we see each other, like, oh, you're prophet, like, you know what I'm saying? The brother say, yeah, name Yahweh, then Yahweh is like, oh. It's like, nah, Joe, nah. You know that name holds power, man. Cause we could talk about scriptures all day, and off the nose, you see somebody with garments and they got their friends, their borders, and then they come out, hey, Yeshua, it's like, oh no, like name, like you already. That name is so powerful and prevalent at this point. It'll show you who's who. Christ, everybody use that.
And that shit sounds so gross nowadays.
If you got a house that you only let people in you only got 1 second to really see if they're willing to let in. If it's a constant martial law going on, somebody not gonna help. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's the Most High's name and the Son's name? I guarantee you, why y'all shot, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, you sure? Yeah, no like, hey, extra locks and shit. Bye. And that, hey, that shows you how powerful that name is, man. But if I say, what's the 10 Commandments? Anybody can name that off, even a heathen, a demon. So. That name holds weight, man. We got more to what y'all brothers said.
This Ezekiel 37 goes on to the bones.
Yeah.
Bones.
Yeah. We can get that real quick, and then we're gonna shut it down after that.
All right. This verse 11. It says, "Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves." Yeah,
because our people are dead men walking. They're dead they're dead in the world, and they're dead to the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord said, you got to die to the world to live in the spirit, man. All right. So the people walking around dead in those bones, those lifeless bones, is people that don't have the Lord with them. Okay.
Says, and bring you into the land of Israel.
Now, are we saying that off the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahshua alone that will wake somebody up? No. We're saying that there shouldn't be any problem with you saying Yahweh by Shem Yahshua. And if they hear you say that, then you're speaking in tongues at this point. So you're obligated to have what it tells you when you're speaking in tongues. You know what I'm saying? You have a witness or a translator there to say what you said. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. You niggas will respect a motherfucker that's deaf up there, or we boxing and you hear the motherfucker talking and you hear the interpreter could be saying anything he want. You know what I'm saying? But y'all trust that and like, well, Canelo say he, luck is for the mediocre. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck he's saying. Man, speaking in tongues in front of your face. And as long as you got an interpreter, it's like, oh, okay, I understand. You know what I'm saying? So when we say your name Yahweh Shem Shai, and I say that's the Most High name of the Son, and then if another brother has a witness there, it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That there is enough. You know what I'm saying? Now, will I sit there and speak for the edification, speak all Hebrew? No, I'm not. But I definitely will tell you the name of the Most High and the Son off top if it's to edify you, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Niggas say Yeshua. How you think that these names like Yeshua and Yahweh, which is a bastard language that they're trying to incorporate into the Hebrew, you know what I'm saying? How you think that name becomes so renowned? Because they use it, man. They tell people this is the Most High name, this is the Most High's name. But what are you doing? You're suppressing that and saying, well, you don't have to use that. So you're basically hiding the name, man. You know? That's frustrating when you search on Google and there's a right answer, but it keeps giving you all the wrong answers because this is what everybody keep pushing. And then when you get to the site that has the right answer, you got to go dig all in the site. But well, why didn't you just tell me? Because brother, you speak English. It's like, bro, but I'm looking for the name, man. Anybody that wakes up is looking for the name. You know, that's everybody. What's the Most High's name and Son's name? That thou can tell, man. He put that spirit on. This is a spiritual thing to respect the name of Yahweh Shem Shai.
And the name is synonymous with the reputation too, man.
Exactly, because if you use Christ, then it go Catholic, Baptist, you know.
You think of love doctrine and doing what you want, the grace.
Yep, raping babies, grace, praying over pork, you know. It could be synonymous with anything. Christ resonates in Islam, man, as a false prophet, man, right? So this name has a lot of things associated with it. Now, Yahweh Shai's name has a lot of things associated with it. The so-called those black Hebrew Israelites, you know, everything that resonates with it is on point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying black Hebrew Israelites, not black Hebrew Israelites. The hate of the world toward us. You know what I'm saying? When we sit there and say that name, it automatically stamps a stigma on us, man. You know, whether it's likable or not. You know? So why hide a name like that? You know? Why is it wicked to tell people, everybody, what the name of the Lord is, man?
And he said to proclaim his name. You know?
Yeah, profess his name, man.
Let your people know. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's what we're going to continue to do. Ain't no problem with us sitting there saying, y'all try to make it as though we made it a doctrine. Nobody made it a doctrine. And the person just say, why would you do that when you could have just did this? You know? Like, it's clear that you could have did it and told them the name, but you're not telling them the name. And then now you're coming out saying, yeah, I know the name, right? But I just don't put it out there. You know? Same thing as like the scriptures. You know the scriptures, you don't put it out there, it makes a difference, man. A huge difference. You know? Nobody you make a movie like the Avengers or something, successful movie, and then on the fucking end of the movie, the credits rolls them producers. Put my name up there.
Yeah.
My right name so I can get my credentials. You're trying to steal from the church, basically, you know?
Yeah, they even get down to clerk in store. Have her name and shit, like even down to the smallest person in the film, they spit their name, but it's just, it's crazy.
You know, you don't say clerk in store cameo, random nigga. You know, or
random.
I paid him $50 so he showed up. You know what I'm saying? No, put my name there because I might have done a good job.
Right.
And they might want to hire me again.
I need your credit.
You know? Now Yahweh Shai, every time he does a good job. You know what I'm saying? And you're supposed to profess the name. That's the first thing people wanted to do when they got, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't the time to push the name. But Yahweh Shai, which I always say, man, look, hey, you know what I'm saying? Keep this on the hush, because it was a certain time. But when people were healed and things, they wanted to immediately profess his name, man. Who did it? Yahweh Shai, the guy, Yahweh Shai, him. You know what I'm saying? He did that. not that it was Christ. You know, they weren't saying that. It was saying the guy y'all shot, man. You healing me, man. You know.
Yeah, that he may get his glory, man. You know?
Yeah. Get that man, get that man somebody, give him his credit, man. Get a big dog his credit.
Exactly.
You know? Fucking niggas, man. You don't want nobody calling you out your name and fucking up your tetragrammaton. If Esau would have take your church, which he already does, and then plaster it somewhere or put your name on the site and it says the Black Hebrew Israelites, Nate gonna most likely, no, I need you to put IUIC, because it's a difference. Exactly. There's a difference between Christ and Yahweh Shai. Yeshua and Yahweh Shai. Yahweh and Yahweh. It's a big difference, man. And use them things in its proper light, you know? So we're gonna close it out right there. You know, with that being said, we're gonna give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodash. We want to give double honor to our apostles who rule well with y'all of GMS, and blessed salutations to you brothers and you women out there that endure truth and sincerity. Nasir Habathum and Shalom. I'm going to say Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
I want to give all praise to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Shalom,
Ba'ashem Rakar Kodash, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah. We didn't mix camps, so the Missouri camp, I blame this on you, brother. Hey, Shalom, Akim.